Hi, Cassandra.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing really good.
We are excited to have you here today. I'm Claire Leach, and I'm the social media manager.
Hi.
And then I'm Alana. I'm also going to be interviewing you today.
Perfect. Hi, Alana.
Hi, Cassandra. My name is Ebony. I'm going to be a part of this interview panel as well.
Oh, hi, Ebony. Nice to meet you guys. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited.
Yeah. And then I'll start the questions if you're ready to go.
Yeah.
So, what work experience do you bring to this job that will aid you in performing the duties of this position?
Well, I have done content creation. I have experience creating engaging and relevant content for social media, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And, I'm also responsible for monitoring like comments and like, you get fake like what would it be sorry like
Nope.
trolls, internet trolls. So
Mhm.
I have to make sure, like, with the fake reviews, that I have to remove those. I'm also I have experience with posting and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's great. We love that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And then can you tell me about your soft people skills, personal attributes, personality traits, communication abilities?
Oh yeah. So I would have to say that I'm pretty good at written and communication abilities. Um, in writing an email or giving like direction to someone, I do make sure that I am direct with my instructions. I try not to leave any room like for miscommunication or misunderstandings. I prioritize active listening, allowing me to understand the need and concerns of both internal teams and online community. And, I have empathy. Everyone makes mistakes. So, like, when, we're working, and, I've personally seen someone, just get hired, and they've had, they made a mistake, and someone just judges them off the bat, and they're like, oh, they're so stupid, they can't do anything right. It's like, well, are you going to teach them, or are you going to just talk crap behind their back? Because that's not how they're going to learn.
Mhm.
So, I really try to have empathy for, my coworkers, or, like, clients, management skills and all of that. So,
Yeah, yeah, great.
oh, thank you.
And then do you prefer to work individually or in a team environment and why?
I do prefer to work individually, and it doesn't have anything to do with other people. It's just I am naturally like a control freak, and I feel like if I don't have control of like what I'm doing, and if I leave it in someone else's hands, I don't know if it's going to get done, which 99% of the time it gets done. It's just me in my own head. But I've done multiple group work, in school, in as a project manager. So I had to work in groups of, project assistants and multiple project managers. I've worked in a salon with multiple um hair like stylists, and stuff like that. So I have worked in group settings, but for some reason I do prefer to work alone. But I'm okay with both.
Yeah, no, that's really fine.
Thank you.
And how do you see yourself working in an office that can be very busy? You might find you're frequently interrupted while trying to complete your tasks.
That is fine with me. I have be before I have mentioned that I've worked in a salon. Like, I got laid off of my job like in the beginning of COVID. And so I worked for my aunt's salon, and it is so busy. Like, I would have to, book appointments while doing the laundry, while refilling the shampoo bottles, and, even like talking to clients, being stopped in the middle of doing a task. Like, so it's like no task would really get done until like the end of the day. where I wasn't getting interrupted. But at the end of the day, I was able to manage getting everything done. So yeah, I have a lot of experience in working in high volume, very busy work environment.
Yeah, awesome. And then what are your strengths and weaknesses?
I would say my strength, my ability to pay attention to detail. I obsess over things. I have like a little bit of anxiety being told I did something wrong. So when I have an assignment or a big project, I double check it, triple check it. But it's okay to, and that would be a weakness. Also, having a little bit of anxiety. But my communication skills are really good, I believe, and I've been told. My ability to get work done on time, and I've been told that I am just a good, coworker. I'm fun to be around, which is nice to hear. And my weakness is I get stressed pretty easily because I am dedicated to my work and my work. So I do say that I can take on more than I feel like I can because I'm a people pleaser. So I
Mhm.
say yes to a lot of things. I always end up getting it done, but I feel like I am very stressed at the end of it. And so I need to learn how to say no, and it's okay. I'm not gonna get in trouble.
Yeah,
I've learned. But yeah, one of my weaknesses is definitely getting stressed too quickly.
I could definitely relate to that.
Oh,
And Lana can finish up some questions for you.
awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
for your time.
So I'm just gonna have a couple questions for you as well, and then I'll probably pass you over to Ebony.
Perfect.
Um, how do you handle tight deadlines and pressure?
Okay, so tight deadlines. Before I got laid off, I was a project manager for a huge electrical distributor in the Bay Area. And that's all it was tight deadlines. And I would take just like the biggest, like, okay, the deadline is next week, but you also would have a whole bunch of other little things too. So I would just make sure to work on the big one every single day. I would work through lunch sometimes, with approval of my boss. Um, and so, yeah, I would do that. I would just make sure to work little by little. And if I had time, if I had wiggle room, I would take on a couple other details or small projects. But yeah, and the pressure, like I said earlier, I do get a little bit stressed, but breathing, taking walks on, like, when I am doing a lunch break, I'll just drive around, go to Target, get a coffee, and then come back refreshed. And it seems like I'm not as um stressed when I come back from
Yeah,
taking
we
a break.
we definitely don't want you to feel like any type of stress or anything like
Yeah.
that. So feel free to always talk to us. We're always here for you. We don't want you to feel like this work environment is going to be stressful for you. We want you to have a good time, you know. But
Oh yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't seem very
And then
stressful at all. Sorry, it doesn't seem very stressful at all. It's I have a lot of experience in like high stress jobs. So just I think talking about it gets me stressed. But
completely understand. What keeps you motivated, would you say?
um, I do love being told I did a good job, so making sure that my clients are happy, my bosses are happy, and making sure like I know that I completed something in the correct way. That's how I stay motivated. Just knowing like I did a good job and I was able to, help my team or like, my company grow makes me really happy.
Yeah, words of affirmation is definitely something that keeps people motivated. I feel like
Yes.
our the same way when I hear something from a higher up and saying that I'm doing a good job, it always feels good. So,
Totally.
yeah. What interests you about this company or role?
I do like social media. Personally, I don't really like post too much, but I do love seeing like ads and the marketing behind it. So I got super interested in that. And when I saw this position open, I was like, oh, heck yeah. It's really fun to just play around and make like websites look really pretty and, all that stuff. So it just seemed like such a fun, laid back. Obviously you're working hard, but it's a nice break from my other jobs, so
Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
definitely caught my eye.
Perfect. Describe a challenging situation you faced at work and how you handled it.
Oh man. Oh my gosh. Okay, so um I was working at my aunt's hair salon, and the hairstylist, not the hairstylist, but like the salon coordinator before me, she messed up a whole bunch of people's appointments. She wrote down all the wrong dates. And so they thought, like 6 weeks later, when I was working, they all came in and it wasn't their appointments. So I had to tell them, like, okay, so this isn't like your actual appointment day. I don't know what happened, but I coordinated with multiple stylists, getting them in, because I hate turning away clients. And I know people who want to get their hair done, they get, that's their time. They took time off of work. And so I wasn't going to just send them away. So I made sure they were getting their hair done and they weren't rushed or anything. So yeah, I coordinated a lot of stuff for them. I made sure they got their hair done. And that was so freaking stressful because I can feel the tension with all the stylists. I can feel the tension with me and like the clients. And, when everyone left and everyone was happy, it made me feel good. And I was just like, that will never happen again. And that will never happen again.
That definitely does seem stressful. My mom works in a salon, and I can only imagine what would happen in that situation. I'm glad you handled that, though. It seems like you did a good job and everyone left happy. So,
Yes. Yeah, thank goodness, because it could have, no one screamed and yelled at me too much, which
good,
yeah,
good.
very good.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
If you face a situation where you had conflicting priorities, how would you decide what to prioritize?
I always prioritize the soonest deadline first. But with my previous jobs, you would have a deadline and then there would be an emergency project. And so usually they would be like, okay, we did say that this project was important, but go ahead and put this aside and then work on this. And that's what I would do. Um, like yeah, I would try to get it the soonest deadline done ASAP, but whatever projects comes to me, and if my project manager or like the contractor I'm working with would say, we need this done today, like we need an order today, I would drop everything and be like, okay, this needs to be done. I'm not doing anything else until we get this done. And then I would make sure it was okay. I would get the okay to put my other projects on hold. And then once I got that project done, I would resume with my other projects.
Perfect. That's definitely what we're looking for.
Oh,
So,
perfect. Yeah, it's a lot of communication back and forth, making sure like I'm not just assuming it's okay to just put something on hold, you know.
yeah, yeah,
Um, Definitely even ask another coworker or even a boss, a manager, like, hey, can you take this? Because I have too much on my hands. And that, like I said earlier, that's what I'm working on, is asking for help and not taking on too much.
Yes, communication definitely is key to be successful anywhere we go, right?
Exactly. Yes, yes.
Yes. So I'm gonna pass you over to Ebony now. So good
Perfect.
chatting with you.
Oh, of course. Thank you so much.
Hello, Cassandra.
Hi.
Hi. I hope you're doing well, and so far you're doing great. So we appreciate your enthusiasm for this position.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ask you a question. What was your biggest success?
My biggest success. Um, oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. I would have to say being promoted so I got promoted pretty early on. When I first moved to the Bay Area, I got this job I've never done before. And I had no experience. I always just worked in like retail and stuff, which is totally fine. But this was like a big grown up job. And so I worked there as the receptionist. And within 2 weeks, I got promoted to be a project manager. And I was a project manager for 3 years. And I was going to go up higher, but unfortunately COVID happened and I got laid off. But yeah, I think that was one of the biggest successes in uh my career, is just being promoted so quickly, and I thought that was really cool. I liked that a lot. It kind of showed to me that, hard work pays off.
Definitely.
Yes, I agree. That definitely shows you have good work ethic, and they saw something in you, and obviously paid off for them because your 2 weeks turned into 3 years.
I know.
Good for you. So the next question would be, what are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of. I am really proud of how hard I do work. I I grew up in a family that's very hardworking, and you know, I've never you know, I don't even know. I've always just taken my work very seriously. I don't just quit jobs. And if I am gonna, quit a job, I make sure I have a job before I quit that job. And I always give 2 or more weeks when leaving. But yeah, I think I'm just proud of my ethic and how far I've come in my career without going to school. Until now, I'm in school now, but yeah, I'm proud of how much I've worked myself up from, just working hard.
Awesome. So it sounds like you're career driven. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, very.
Okay.
Sorry,
So
so
yeah,
it's hard to find the words.
that's fine. So that's something great to be proud of.
Oh, thank you.
What was your biggest failure?
Oh, my biggest failure. My biggest failure, I think, is just being too timid and not really go. I am career driven, but I also feel like I have a fear of, being turned down. So the biggest failure is just not putting myself out there when I should have, because I could have gone further and further in my career, if I would have just talked to my boss about a certain promotion, or, I don't know, did something instead of it sitting on the sidelines and watching. So I think, yeah, one of my biggest failures is just sitting back and letting other people take credit for things I've actually done too. Um, because I was lower than them, and who is going to believe someone lower than, a manager or something? But I was young. I was in my early 20s when those things happened, and I had didn't have that much self-confidence. And now that I'm older, self-confidence is definitely growing. And so yeah.
Okay. Well, sometimes, your biggest failures can just be a learning experience. And now I heard you said you're back in school, so might have learned from your failures.
100%. Yep, definitely.
So I have one more question, and after this question, you'll have time to ask us some questions, okay?
Okay, perfect.
So can you tell us about your first job that might be something that can help with the job that you're looking to enter into?
Okay, yes. My first job that would have like that's relevant to this job would be salon coordinator. I was in charge of all the social media, taking pictures of products, writing down product details, marketing, and all of that stuff. So I'm very familiar with the social media aspect of it and the marketing um, side of this job. But I definitely, have room to grow too.
So do you have any questions for us?
Um, yes, I do. I think I've written some questions down. What do you love about this company?
What do I love about this company? I love that this company is a startup, is like a baby to us all. And I love that we have a kind of family oriented aspect of it. So we plan to do like family get togethers and just come together as a whole and just work as a unit instead of, competitiveness. So you
I
can see
love
it as a
that.
family.
I love that. That is what I'm looking for. I've been in too much competitive work situations and I'm just ready to just be part of something calm and family oriented. Um, okay, how would you describe the team that I'll be working with?
I'll go ahead and have Alana answer that question.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
So, like I said before, or like Ebony said, we're all pretty much a team. So,
Okay.
if we ever feel stressed out, we can lean on each other. It's not something that you need to really rely on yourself. Like, obviously, you will have your own projects and stuff, but most of it will be team based. And
Okay.
that's something that I really like about this company as well, that I never feel alone, that everything is going to be double checked by everybody else as well. So we can piggyback off each other, stuff like that.
Okay.
So I'm really excited to pursue this company within the team that we got and stuff like that as well, to see
That
how far we can go.
That's awesome. And do you have any experience? Has there been any experience with people um kind of taking over, like they want to do the majority of it and they just kind of like, I don't want your help, like go find something else to do.
We do have a couple people like that, and that's totally fine. If you do want to work by yourself, that's okay. But if you want to get double checked by something, that's also okay as well. We're either or. So
Okay.
if you want to work individually, that's totally fine. We'll definitely give you some feedback and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you want to fix it on your own, or if you want us to give you comments and stuff like that, you can definitely do that as well. But yes, we do have a couple people in here that do like to work individually.
Okay. Um, what are the company's goals and plans for the next few years? I'm looking for, you know, a job where I can stay for a really long time. And I would really love to hear like what your guys' goals are for like the future.
So, like I stated earlier, it is a startup company, but our goal is to be the biggest web-based platform for people to do meetings like the way we're doing it right now. I don't want to say our competitor's name,
Sure.
but it starts with a Z, and we plan to be bigger than them. So,
I love
you
it.
know, so there's a lot of room for growth. There's a lot of room to make a mark on the company, especially being that it's a brand new company. So your ideas could be what we use now and in the future. So that's what we're looking for.
That's amazing. I love it so much. I am all done with questions. Actually, am I all done? Let's see. Okay. What advice would you give me or anyone to be successful in this role?
So I would say that to be successful in this role is to definitely be creative.
Okay.
Marketing does take a lot of the artsy side of your brain.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to have that, if like it's not something we're looking for, can you come up with something that's completely different? We need you to have definitely something that meets all agendas for the social media.
100%. I know this isn't, it's not like with social media, but when I was working as a project manager, I would be working with contractors who would have write-ups. And I was in the lighting industry. So they would give me all these lighting fixtures and I would create a submittal and be like, this is what you gave me. And they look at it like, no, that's not what I wanted. I need you to, create a whole new plan, a whole new lighting fixtures for me, light bulbs, all this. And that's part of my deadlines as well, or like new projects. So yeah, I totally have experience with that. And I think that's fun because you're not doing the same thing over and over again. You get to, have fun with it. And, you use the internet too to like look for inspiration. There's magazines, there's so many cool websites for inspiration.
Exactly. Yeah, you definitely, it won't get boring. So,
Yay.
but yeah,
Awesome.
if you don't have any more questions, I think we're all finished up here.
Awesome. I am all good. I appreciate you guys so much. This has been awesome.
Thank you so much for
Yes,
coming out.
thank
We
you.
really enjoyed hearing from you.
Aw, thank you so much. I enjoyed being interviewed by you guys. You've been great.
Awesome. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.